Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hard Count podcast. And earlier today we got some big news in the NFL. Carson Wentz, former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, was traded to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2021 third round pick and a 2022 second round pick that is conditional and can become a 2022 first round pick. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys why Carson Wentz makes the Indianapolis Colts a serious Super Bowl threat. Real quick though, before we get into the video, I just want to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button. It will mean a lot to me. We've been getting a lot of subscribers recently and I would love to keep it up. So thank you guys for that. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Carson Wentz, 2017 number 2 overall pick in the draft to the Philadelphia Eagles. He started his career very strongly as he was on pace to win the MVP award in his second year as a starter. But recently things in Philadelphia have gotten a little bit rocky. Wentz really struggled in 2020, even being benched for Jalen Hurts. And so some rumors all offseason had been going around about a potential Carson Wentz trade away from Philadelphia. And here we are. The Colts are officially trading a 2021 third round pick as well as a 2022 conditional pick that is either a second or a first, depending on the team's performance next season. And I'm going to say it. I really like this trade for the Colts. I personally believe this makes them a very, very dangerous team in the AFC. And I know, the first question is, what version of Carson Wentz are we going to get? And simply put, my answer is, we really do not know. However, I believe that the Colts are in a perfect position to bring the MVP out of Wentz. Because, let's be clear, Carson Wentz still has the arm talent. His arm talent hasn't disappeared. His mobility has not disappeared. His ability to extend plays has not disappeared. It's all still there with Wentz. There's a reason he was so great in the first place. But what went wrong in Philly? Why is he getting traded? Well, yes, Wentz did not necessarily play well, but the offensive line was a mess. The coaching situation was an absolute disaster. He had no pieces to throw to on offense, and naturally, he folded under those terrible circumstances, as most quarterbacks would. And one of the reasons I think the Colts can bring the MVP out of Wentz is because they have the best offensive line in the NFL. A lot of Carson Wentz's worst throws last year came from being rushed out of the pocket, rushed into his throw, and he would make erratic decisions. And he was forced to make these decisions a lot because his offensive line was terrible. Now, we look at Phillip Rivers, who was the Colts quarterback last year, retired. He came from the Chargers, abysmal offensive line, coming off a season in which he was top 3 in turnover-worthy plays. And he came into the same Colts offense and went from having some of the most turnover plays in the league to about average. That's what an offensive line can do for you. It can do that for Carson Wentz too. Give him more time to throw, let him sit back and make good decisions, not force the ball out too quickly, not make him make crazy throws down the field. That's what got Wentz into a lot of trouble, and a large part of that was because the offensive line was so horrendous all year for Philadelphia. And then another major thing to look at for Carson Wentz's struggles was a lack of coaching. In 2016, 2017, which were Carson Wentz's best years, Frank Reich was his offensive coordinator. And after Frank Reich left, Carson Wentz's play was not the same. And what do you know? Guess who the head coach is in Indianapolis? It's Frank Reich. I think that Frank Reich will be able to put Carson Wentz in a position to succeed all season long, just like he did in Philadelphia, as opposed to Doug Peterson, who more consistently put Carson Wentz in positions to fail. What the Colts offer Carson Wentz is what he had when he was playing at his peak. A great offensive line and a great offensive mind. In fact, the same great offensive mind, Frank Reich. So in my view, there is plenty of reason to believe the Colts can bring out the best of Carson Wentz. Now, it's not a guarantee, but the Colts is a great situation for him to be in to bring out his best self. So that's the answer to the first question. The Colts are in a prime position to bring the best out of Carson Wentz. Now, the second question is, are the Colts now a bigger threat to the Super Bowl with Carson Wentz? And the Indianapolis Colts have one of the top defenses in the NFL, an elite offensive line, solid pieces on offense, and a great coaching staff. That sounds like everything you need to win a Super Bowl, right? Well, yes, but they have Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback. And the Colts, as they were constructed with Jacoby Brissett, were a good team, but not necessarily a Super Bowl team. He doesn't bring elite upside to the Colts. The Colts are that team that's going to go 10-6 and not really have a shot at the Super Bowl. And the goal in the NFL is to win the Super Bowl, not go 10-6. So this is what Carson Wentz, to me, changes for the Colts. Because to me, Carson Wentz takes the Colts from good team that's going to make the playoffs, but they don't really have a shot at the Super Bowl, to good team with the ability to win a Super Bowl. Because winning a Super Bowl isn't about what you currently bring to the table. It's not about being an above average team. It's about what you can bring to the table. Just look at the Buccaneers last year. 43-year-old Brady, Gronk coming out of retirement, young defense, Antonio Brown. They were uncertain. We didn't know what we were going to get from the Buccaneers, but we did know that if they put it all together, they could easily win the Super Bowl. And look where we are now. The Super Bowl, again, is not about definitely being an above average team like the Colts were with Jacoby Brissett. It's about having the ability to be great, having the ability to be the best team in the NFL that year. And I think that is what Carson Wentz brings to the Colts. He brings that upside that Jacoby Brissett lacked. And no, it's not certain. He could definitely be a disaster for the Colts. Just like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year could have been an absolute disaster. But the Bucs, as I said, had the upside to be a champion. And now they are champions. And now that the Colts have Carson Wentz, they have that upside. Because as I said, Carson Wentz still has the arm talent. He still has the mobility. He still has the ability to create plays that are not there. And if the Colts can make the most out of the ability and add a great quarterback to a team with a great offensive line, solid pieces on offense, a great defense, and a great coaching staff, you will have a Super Bowl team. Now again, Carson Wentz is not a great quarterback, but he has the ability to be one, and that is what Carson Wentz brings to the Colts. So, I love this move for the Colts. They're in a perfect position to bring out the best in Carson Wentz, and if they can do so, the Colts are, in fact, Super Bowl contenders. All right, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts on the trade down below. Who you think won? Do you think this was a good move for the Colts? Maybe a not so good move? You obviously know my thoughts. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Until next time, peace.